California. You guys know our story is that we are in LA, and LA is falling apart. That's why we started this show in the first place. So this Calexit. We saw this hashtag come up, and believe me, the entertainment industry professionals here that we're around, they're the first to be championing this. So we're seeing this on all their Facebook pages right now. We're seeing all this excitement. They're so excited. We're gonna receive from the union. We're done with America. It's done. It's been captured by Hitler, and Hitler's running the country now. So we're so excited to get out. Let's see the story reported. We just saw this. Just came up today. Here we go.
The California secession movement is back in the spotlight.
The California Secretary of State just announced an initiative for the November 2028 ballot asking whether California should be its own country is cleared to start gathering signatures.
We spoke to the founder of Calexit. Take a listen.
The other thing the initiative does is it places a vote in the future on the ballot saying, do you want to be independent from America, basically. That's not legally binding. Doesn't mean that it makes it happen.
If the measure makes it to the ballot and is approved by voters, it would form a commission to report on the viability of California as its own country and potentially get the process moving. The Calexit group had tried this back in 2016, but they believe this time results will be different.
They pointed out that they have tried this before. They tried this in 2016. Clearly, this is just their bitching and moaning session about losing the election. 2016, I thought it couldn't get any worse than that. They said, Russia stole our election. Bernie bros are the reason. All the people that were sexist against Hillary, they were furious. And Hillary even wrote a book about, what happened. And just a joke, just a complete joke. Never, ever, ever willing to take responsibility. Now, fast forward 8 years, it's happened again. They're looking to do this again. And again, this is California. This is the epicenter of the vote blue no matter who mindset, the tribe. We talk about tribalism. They're so obsessed. You guys heard the term living rent-free in someone's head. They're living rent-free in Trump's head. And it's actually worse than it was in 2016. And now they're talking about they actually have the paperwork together to get the signatures. This might go the distance as far as getting on a ballot. Now, I cannot tell. I'm going to predict right now. There's no way this is going to get through all the red tape. There's no way. But they are going to make an impact. They're going to make themselves heard, and they're probably going to get the signatures for this to at least get to the next stage. But I don't see it happening. Remember, these guys are the same. We're the same people here in California that complain about this the Confederate flag, rightfully so. Confederate flags being up in red states, and this idea that they wanted to succeed also, and the idea that it's this very nefarious reasoning behind getting out of the country when it's a red state doing it. They're ready to wag their finger at anyone suggesting that in Texas or any of the other states, or even say good riddance, get out of our country. So we've seen that before, but then it's like you turn it around and like, oh, now it's a noble thing to do. Let's get out of the union. Never gonna fly. Never gonna fly. Let's take a look at why California specifically is extra bum hurt about this election, because we just had the California fires and we're still in the middle of them. You guys have been watching the show. We've been covering these very in detail, very up close. We've been on the scene. We've been on the ground covering the fires out in Altadena, in the Palisades. We have a documentary crew coming out. We're going to be working with so you guys even understand more that we're not done with this story. Guess who else went on the ground here? That was Trump. Trump on his second day in office. Are you effing kidding me? He showed up here. Now, I get it. People are furious that they think Hitler got into office. Oh, you're going to come to our state. You're going to start, waving your finger at our mayor, Karen Bass, and our governor, Gavin Newsom. Yeah, the hell he is, because our leadership in this state has let us down 100%. We know they've let us down. There's no other way around it. So when we see the failings, and you guys saw that opening too, the opening of the show, we're mocking Gavin Newsom for just being all over the place and just kind of this theater guy that doesn't really have an answer to any of these questions. But there really is a corruption element here. I mean, we're talking about canceling all of people's insurances through State Farm. We're talking about changing the zoning laws of all the residents here so they can't even build back single unit family housing. He's doing that right now. That is happening. We knew that the water wasn't working. We knew that the Palisades reservoir was completely bone dry. We know that the $17 million taken out of the firefighters budget that Karen Bass initiated. We knew that she had nothing to say when she first landed back in California in a trip from Africa. We know that she had nothing to say. Why? It wasn't because she's brain dead. It's because her handlers were telling her not to talk. So there's a lot of corruption, a lot of shadiness. Let's take a look a little bit at what happened when Trump came here and called Karen Bass out. This was last week. And then I'm going to show you a follow-up underneath it. This was posted today on Twitter to show you what bunch of liars our leadership here is in California. And instead of getting furious at the liars in our state that run our state, our residents here are too busy trying to sign a petition for a Calexit. Watch what Trump does when he calls her out, how she lies back to him about residents not, she's saying, oh no, they'll be able to go back to their property. The people that lost their homes, they'll be able to go back to the property. Trump's like, no, they're not. You're not letting them back. She's like, oh, it'll just be a week. Let's watch her double down on that and then see what happens when a week passes and people can't actually get back into their homes. So Trump is calling this out and there's no answer for it. Watch this.
People, you'll be on that thing tonight, throwing the stuff away, and your site it'll look perfect within 24 hours, and that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to wait around for 7 months till the city hires some demolition contract that's going to charge him $25,000 to do his lot. Yeah. I think you have emergency powers just like I do, and I'm exercising my emergency powers. You have to exercise them also.
I did exercise them. Well, yes, but you know that you will be able to go back soon.
Mr. President.
We think within a week.
That's a long time, a week. I'll be honest. To me, everyone's standing in front of their house. They want to go to work, and they're not allowed to do it.
And the most important thing is for people to be safe.
They're safe. They're safe. You know what? They're not safe. They're not safe now. They're going to be much safer. A week is actually a long time, the way I look at it. I watched hundreds of people standing in front of their lots, and they're not allowed to go in. It's all burned. It's gone. It's done. Nothing's going to happen to it. It's not going.
Oh, Trump, why do you have to come into our state and make things so political? Why can't you let her just lie to us and just so we could just, do our thing? Why do you have to come here and call out this crap? Come on, Trump. Don't make it political. See, that's the logic. That's the illogic of the people here right now. They think this is political when you can argue politics for anything that a president does or anything any politically elected leader does is political. But what he's doing is he's calling out the BS, the corruption in our state. Why does it take more than a week? A week is too long. A week is too long. Why can't people go back to their houses? Keep watching.
To burn anymore. There's nothing to burn. There's almost nothing to burn. And they want to go in. The people are all over the place. They're standing, and I say, why aren't you going in? We're trying to get a permit, and the permit's going to take them. Everybody said 18 months. You said 18 months. You said 18 months.
And then after that, you're able to just go right in.
But why can't I just go now?
That's just my order, sir.
How long is the orange pass thing?
I'm not sure if there's an expiration date or anything.
No, but there's a line.
I fully understand that, sir, but there's rules and protocols we got to follow.
So it's January 27th.
Yes, sir.
I haven't been able to get to my house.
Yes, sir.
For 20 days.
I fully understand that.
And it's right down there. It's about 1 minute over there.
Yes, sir.
And here's my address.
Yeah, I fully understand that.
So you want me to go wait in line for 2 hours?
Sir,
that's what they're told. That's what we're told to advise, sir. You have to go down to where he's telling you, to zone 3, and then you get the pass. Once you get the pass, you're able to come up.
But there's like a mile wait to get into zone 3.
I understand, because there's all the people that are trying to get the passes. But
right.
That's what in order for you to get by, past this checkpoint, you need to get that pass.
Right, but President Trump and Mayor Bass said that we could go.
Trust me, I understand. I'm just telling you what we were advised by our command post. They're telling you the same thing. They were advised by their command post.
I'm not giving you guys a hard time.
No, I know.
I appreciate your service.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. We greatly appreciate it, but.
Okay, so look, no one thinks that, Trump or anyone can just come here, snap their fingers, wave a magic wand, everything's going to be okay. But the point is that he said the stuff out loud. That he came here, he at least acted presidential. And the part I don't want to skip over was that he said that you have to put your power in motion. You can't just talk the talk. You have to actually make the moves. And here's a guy who did how many countless executive orders in the first 48 hours of his presidency. And we've broken some of them down. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are not so good. We can take them case by case. We can do that because we look at the world with non-tribal goggles on. We take those off. We can use critical thinking skills and say what kind of a policy is making sense, what isn't. But make no mistake, this guy is at least acting presidential. He's arriving to the scene of a crime, and he's investigating it, and he's calling out bullshit when he sees it, which is our mayor lying and cheating and hiding from people, not even opening her mouth when she first had an opportunity to tell people it's going to be okay. She couldn't even open her mouth because her handlers did not let her. And Gavin Newsom lying out through his teeth constantly. We've been covering that on the show. So look, again, it's not going to be solved overnight. We still have a lot of work to do here in the state, but we do appreciate Trump at least acting presidential. And you know what? At least the Republicans, I'm not a Republican. I don't know if you guys know I'm not. We're not anywhere near aligned with MAGA and the red, party. But I'll tell you this, at least they do the thing that they campaign on. He campaigned on the border. He said, this is a border emergency. He declares it a state of emergency. What happens when a Democrat runs on climate or runs on abortion rights? Guess what? They don't do anything when they get in office. You don't really get a climate emergency declared. You don't get you don't go in and codify Roe v. Wade, which would have actually solved the women's rights issue. You could do that. They don't do it because they want to hold the issues over the head of the people, and they don't really believe in those issues. I actually do believe that the Republicans are more prone to actually believe the things that they're part of. They're not necessarily just posturizing. They're actually believing these things. They actually believe there's a problem at the border, and there really is. And that should not be a left-right issue either. We should look at it and say, how do we fix this problem? So we do, can call out when Trump gets something right. So we're happy he came here. So very good. He did that. We're going to keep an eye on the fires. Obviously, we're not done here. They're still not fully contained. And we're going to get to the bottom of what actually happened here and who knew about it. And why did it feel like it was deliberate? And why is everybody that lives here think the most important thing to do is to sign a petition to get California out of the union? Talk about bad priorities.